Hello and welcome to Joe Baker's Remedy Report, a show about bringing harmony to the world through economic innovations, health tips, and increased awareness. We're going to do a little tuning fork work on the lungs today, particularly mine. I'm curious about all this. Anyway, as it says up here, by watching this experimental broadcast, you agree to forgive me for any adverse effects you might have, according to the FPL. ForgivenessPublicLicense.org. All right, let's get into this. Some people talk about one fellow I worked on once. He had some crazy severe issues. Hang on, the frame rate on this is just bothering the heck out of me. Something is unusual here. I want to make sure I'm using the right microphone. This one. Good. Hello? Yep, there we are. Should sound pretty good today. Now that I've selected the right microphone. Keep an eye on the chat room. I'm your host, Joseph William Baker, and this is a tuning fork. This one is 144 hertz. Kind of a strong one. And what I'm going to work on here is I've got a hockey puck, rubber hockey puck. I'll put that like under my leg so it pushes against the chair and I can hit it. This could trigger a bile dump in you. That means like your liver and your gallbladder can, squeeze that juice out into your digestive tract. Sometimes that goes backward, and if there's some constipation or some stool in the small intestines that's not moving all the way back or not moving along. So I suggest maybe if you're watching this as a replay that you pause the video and go get yourself some of these charcoal capsules of powder, charcoal powder in a capsule form, meant to be taken orally. We're not talking about charcoal bricks from, starting a fire or something like that. These are usually made best from hardwood, like oak. Let's see what I got over here. Settings, maybe. Full 1080 recording. Okay. I just don't get why it pauses so much. I'll have to see about that. All right, so here we go. I'm going to work on my lungs. 6 feet. And it'll be your lungs too if you're listening. 5 feet. 5 feet. I'm feeling more in this range. Again, 5 feet. And if you're watching and you feel something, make a comment about where you feel it. And we're working from 5 feet down to 4 feet. Here's the 4 foot mark. And I am feeling a lot of stuff in my fingers from that. So we're clearing trauma from your timeline. That is kind of the goal here, so that our lungs can work very nicely. 5 feet. Just keep working on this range here. Four feet. 5 feet. Four feet. 4 feet. 3.5 feet. 3.5 feet. 3 feet. 3 feet. Say hi, won't you? Two and a half feet. I invested in a better microphone. And I've got a better computer than I used to have. Still wondering why the frame rate's so crazy. 2 feet. 1.5 feet. 1 feet. Foot. A half foot. 6 inches. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Nice. All right, now let's collect all that from 6 feet out. I'm going to breathe deeply at the end. Here we go. 6 feet. Click, drag, collect. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Put that right by your chest and release. Breathe in. Out. There you go. All right. That's good. We got our tuning fork work done and out of the way. I can take down the disclaimer and all that now. Great. Well, I've got a show or a project called Remedy.Baker, and it's about the police in Bakersfield, California. Seemingly just a traffic stop. They end up start clubbing me, and eventually they would stomp on my head 3 times. So you can learn more about how the Bakersfield police did all that to me right here, remedycoin.com/remedy.baker. And it's bizarre. 2009, I still haven't gotten any remedy from it. But what I propose is to issue a judgment of forgiveness and put a value on this financial instrument and see if I can create a marketplace where we can start sharing pieces of this value. And then I've got some affiliates out here, forgivenesscapital.com/affiliates. There's all kinds of things you might want to order up there. There's a VPN connection, and I don't know, I haven't been there in a while. G. Edward Griffin has his Red Pill Expo, I think about every 3 months or so, it would seem. So there's a link in there for getting to his website. I'd like to get out there myself sometime to that convention. That'd be kind of cool. I'm looking for places where I could speak about forgiveness-based money. Let's talk about nicotinic acid, how you can use it and buffer it with baking soda, and it helps flush drugs and toxins out of your brain cells, strengthening the blood-brain barrier. PGP, they call it, P-glycoprotein. It's like a little gateway kind of thing, and that's important. You get a real red flush when you take a little bit of it. You should probably find some protocol somewhere from somebody about how to do it. And rather than just hear me talk about saying take it, how much to take, what considerations there are, there's a lot to know about this kind of stuff. So one of them is to go to nutritiondetective.com. Well, here's kind of a link to that. Garrett Smith has his Nutrition Detective show on YouTube. And, it's called the Love Your Liver broadcast. And he's known as the Nutrition Detective on YouTube. So there you go. He's got a lot of stuff. If you're gonna find that you're gonna want to put a lot of time into learning the paradigm that he's teaching about health. It's called the toxic bile paradigm, and there's a lot to it. So, what else can we talk about? Hey, Donald Trump got elected president. Wow, that was a big, too big to rig, they say. Well, I'm not voting for anybody, but I do. I do like him being in rather than Kamala Harris. But just like look at TikTok, it was this. He's looking at it becoming $1 trillion company, and the government or some private guy, equity guy or something, is going to come in there and buy half of the company or something, right? So that it's half American owned. And they should give it to the American users. The American users should have share of the company. That's what should really be going down. in my opinion. Just give it to the users, and have a representative who draws a salary and make it me. I don't care, somebody, and that's what we could do. All right, let's do a little more with the lungs. We're going to get back on working the lungs. So I'm putting the disclaimer back on the screen. I'm going to do a little different approach. I'm going to imagine you and I were standing right here in one place, and I'm going to put the tuning fork right inside our lungs. Again, this is, well, here we go. Go. Good. Fantastic. Well, I do think it's a good idea for people to get your name registered with the U.S. Patent Office. Set it up as a service mark. That's the kind of thing I've done. It takes about a year for the process to go through. They got to post it and make sure nobody objects to your name being issued as a service mark. Then it becomes, as your name applies to you, there could be, there's a lot of Joseph William Bakers, but this service mark applies to you and your use of the name for your purposes, pretty much the purpose that you list. And so why do this? Mainly to protect yourself from government overreach. Because you can always send into a court case or something, you can send a cease and desist order, which takes them to court in the U.S. patent courts. And, they likely aren't going to want to go there. If you'd like to send a contribution or something, here's my address on PayPal. PayPal at remedycoin.com. If you want to know about the evils of ivermectin from a toxic standpoint, it's very toxic. Why would you use a pesticide in your body? Because it's going to harm your liver. And so, I don't know. I mean, in some cases, if you're in a really bad shape, you might take it. But it's not the preferred way of dealing with your health. What you ought to be doing is really getting the toxicity out of your body. And putting ivermectin in is kind of backwards in that regard. um, because you're making yourself more toxic, and it could be fatal. So I've put a little page up about ivermectin at this website, and you can learn about the dangers of ivermectin. If you'd like to correspond with the show, Joseph William Baker, 1930 Village Center Circle, number 34444, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89134. We have a Telegram chat room. That's right. My username is Remedy Joe, and the chat room is at Remedy Report. At Forgiveness Capital, we strive to assert the infinite worth of every human being. And we are working to come up with ways of basing a new monetary system on acts of forgiveness. Your worth supersedes the world's economy. Wow, I haven't done a lot of this impromptu show stuff in a long time. Well, I mean, I did one yesterday, just kind of test the waters. But anyway, it's nice to be out here. Maybe if I keep broadcasting, we'll get plugged back into the algorithms that these places have. And here's the website for this show. I don't know. Can I even type into here? Yeah, I can. How about that? It worked. There, it worked on YouTube and on Facebook. I'm trying to get rid of all the stuff on the screen. I did it. Let's see, do I have anything here to show in the design area? I used to have some screens. Oh yeah, here's one, a donation. I wonder if that's all still up-to-date info. I don't know about that Bitcoin address. I imagine it would work. But maybe send a small amount first before, sending me a whole Bitcoin or something, right? That's if you want to help out, right? Or encourage me to do this stuff. There's the wheel of forgiveness in the corner up here. It's three. Think of three different parties, right? You've got the one who did the harm. You've got the person who is doing the forgiving, and then you've got the marketplace of people. And when you forgive somebody, you create a financial instrument, basically issue a cryptocurrency based on that. And you can split it up into lots of little parts. and sell it or whatever. The market is always going to want to buy things of value, just to diversify their holdings. And forgiveness is a really interesting. Uh, it's a very different kind of asset because it's not based on debt and it's not based on scarcity so much. Because whenever you can find, you can always find somebody who's been harmed, and you can invest. You could buy a piece of the forgiveness of that harm, and that would just start turning the world upside down in a great way. I mean, you think things are good now? That'd be like 1,000 times better if we start getting into a monetary system that uh, rewards forgiveness. Just wait and see. All right. Well, I think that's all for right now. I'm your host, Joseph William Baker. You're watching Joe Baker's Remedy Report, a production of Forgiveness Capital. I hope that you like and subscribe and watch for whenever I come on live again. Thank you so much, and goodbye.